Hi everyone!
你好
Today is Mother's Day, so we're making a fruit tart. I've got Joseph over to help me.
我是他的男朋友
So it's perfectly legal for him to be over. So Joe's gonna be helping me. If I sound like a white guy, it's not because I am. It's because we've got him. So let's go.
So for the pastry cream, we need 1.5 cups of whole milk, a half cup of thickened cream, a half cup of sugar, a pinch of salt, 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, 5 egg yolks, about 57 grams of cold butter cut into chunks, and 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla bean paste. And for the pastry crust, we need 1 egg yolk, 1 tablespoon of thickened cream, half a teaspoon of vanilla, 1.25 cups of all-purpose flour, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 2/3 a cup of powdered sugar or icing mixture, and 110 grams of unsalted butter, cold and cut into chunks. Then cut up some fruit and get some mint to decorate the tart later. First, we are going to put the milk, the cream, and half of the sugar. And we'll heat this over medium-high heat and stir it occasionally until it comes to a simmer. While the milk is heating up, put the remaining sugar, salt, cornstarch, and the egg yolks into a medium bowl and whisk to combine all of this until light and creamy. Now that the milk mixture is hot, and you can tell because it's steaming a little bit, pour about 1 cup of this into the egg mixture while it's hot, and then whisk it in. Now when that's done, pour it back into the milk mixture and reduce the heat to medium. While you're cooking it, make sure to whisk it constantly so that it doesn't burn on the bottom. You'll find that it'll start to thicken, and when bubbles start appearing on the surface, it means it's about done. You can see bubbles are appearing. So we'll remove this from heat. Then we'll whisk in the butter and the vanilla. Whisk it until it's completely combined, mixed into the custard. Pour it into a bowl. Cover this with Glad wrap. Make sure to press the film onto the surface of the custard so that it doesn't dry out. Then leave this in the fridge for a few hours to chill. So after you've made the pastry cream, we'll go on to make the tart shell. In a small bowl, put 1 egg yolk, 1 tablespoon of thickened cream, and half teaspoon of vanilla, and just whisk that together. And then over at the food processor, add in the flour, the sugar, and the salt. Mix that until it's combined. Then add the cold butter. And then pulse it until it looks sandy. So just for reference, this is roughly what we're looking for. It doesn't need to be super fine, but you don't want to see large chunks of butter in there. And then we're going to let the food processor run on lowish speed while adding in the liquid that we mixed earlier. And just let that keep running until it comes together around the blade. You don't want this turning into a dough ball, but you can sort of see it's coming together. Alright, so that should be about done. Then bring this over to a work surface. So get a plastic sheet and flatten this out into a 15 centimeter disc. Then wrap it up and put it into the fridge. Okay, now just leave this in the fridge to rest for about an hour.
After the dough has rested in the fridge for an hour, take it out and let it warm up for about 10 minutes. Preheat your oven to 190 degrees Celsius. Then roll it out on a lightly floured work surface to the thickness you desire. Make sure that the sheet of dough is wider than your face, tart tin. using smaller tart tins today, just for this video. Fit the dough into the tin. Be careful not to tear it, but if you do, just patch up the tears with bits of dough. Try to leave a bit of dough hanging over the edges while you are fitting it in. You can cut the overhanging bits when you're done fitting the tin. Now before baking these tarts, use a fork to poke holes on the bottom of the tart. Then line the tart with foil twice. Put enough uncooked rice to weigh the tart down. You can also use baking weights if you have them. Bake these until they're golden brown.
So I think these are how the tarts are supposed to look. They are quite golden brown. They're not the prettiest, but what are you gonna do? Just leave this until they cool, and then you can assemble them.